What's up YouTube, this is Bystander X79. I'm coming to you today with my latest deck profile video from May 2019, and guys, this is a good one. I'm doing my Volcanic Salamangreat deck, and oh god, this is such an amazing deck. When I was first introduced to this deck, I didn't think the two archetypes would work well together, but going through the plays, refining the deck, this deck is just as explosive as ever. You have the graveyard resource management of Salamangreats combined with the explosive power of the Volcanics. Oh my god. I can tell you right now, this deck will give opponents problems. And I find this deck very, very, very good, especially in the mirror matches, because those well-timed board wipes can just turn around and screw over another Salamangreat's turn. Alright, but without further ado, we're going to get right into this deck. Alright, I'm going to start with the Volcanics. So let's count them down. Big monster right here. You saw this in the intro. One copy of Volcanic Doomfire. This is the big daddy boss monster of the deck. Oh my god, I love having him in the deck so much. Can't normal summon them, but you can special summon them by sending one Blaze Accelerator reload from the field to the graveyard and special summon them out. Alright? Another cool thing about him is once he hits the field, your opponent has to attack him, not your other monsters. So it offers protection to a lot of your other monsters that are going to be lower attack. Okay? The next thing about it is that if this card successfully destroys and sends a monster, one of your opponent's monsters to the graveyard, it nukes their monster field. And yeah, and it hits them for 500 extra points of damage for every monster it destroys by this effect. Having this guy on the field pretty much locks down the duel for you, since they can't come at you Salamangreats. This guy just helps wins games. Alright? Next card. 3 copies of Volcanic Rocket. Alright, whenever there's summon this, you get to search your deck for a Blaze Accelerator reload, add it to your hand, which helps you get going. Alright, being a Volcanic monster, it can be used as fodder for Blaze Accelerator reload. And of course, it's a level 4, which allows you to access your rank 4 plays. 1900 attack, makes it a pretty good beat stick as well for a level 4 monster. Always good to see this card in your hand. Alright. And last but not least, 3 copies of Volcanic Scattershot. This is the card you want to be running. You don't want to be seeing Shell, because Shell kind of gets in the way of getting to this card, and you want to be seeing this card in your hand as much as possible. Okay? Scattershot, whenever it's sent to the graveyard, hits your opponent for 500 points of damage. Alright? But if it's sent there by the effect of a Blaze Accelerator reload, you get to send other Volcanic Scattershots from both hand and deck to the graveyard, nuke their board, and hit them for 500 points of damage for the other 2 as well. So grand total of 1500 damage. Alright? Combined, since it's a fire attribute, it can be recycled back from the graveyard with Sunlight Wolf. And I do have other cards in this deck that can actually help get the other 2 copies back in the deck, so you can keep reusing Scattershot over and over and always have it ready. Alright. Next up, the Salamangreats. We have Falco. Alright, Falco's your key card. Send it to from the field to the graveyard, or actually send it to the graveyard, doesn't matter how you send it, to get a Salamangreat spell trap from the graveyard set to the field. Okay? It can also target one Salamangreat monster you have in the field, bounce it back to your hand, to special summon stuff from the graveyard, so it does have a lot of different applications to get itself out. Alright. 2 copies of Foxy. Normal summon out Foxy. Dig through the top 3 cards of your deck. Pick a Salamangreat card that you see. Add it to your hand. Shuffle the cards back in your deck. So it helps thin out your deck a little bit. It's kind of the pot of duality for the Salamangreat archetypes. Cool thing about it is that while it's in the graveyard, you can target a face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls. Discard a Salamangreat card from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card to the field, and it'll pop that card as well. So back row removal, so key. Awesome to have in the deck. Of course, we need 3 copies of Gazelle. I mean, Gazelle is necessary for the deck to run. I mean, whenever a Salamangreat monster is sent from the field to the graveyard, you special summon this card or sent to the graveyard. It doesn't matter if it's from the field, but it special summons itself to the field, and then you can dump any Salamangreat card you need from the deck to the graveyard to help further your plays. Moving forward, we get 3 copies of Spinny. Spinny is the hand trap for the Salamangreats, boosting them up by 500 attack. But its real joy is when it's in this graveyard, because you can actually special summon that back to the field. A lot of times you're going into things like Mirage Stallion to help further your field along, so you don't have to worry about it banishing itself when it uses its effect, which is always great. I mean, there's also Falco to bounce it back to the field if you have to go that way as well, so awesome card to have. Of course, Jack Jaguar is necessary in this deck just for extension plays. It basically allows you to shuffle a Salamangreat monster from your deck, from your graveyard back into your deck, so it makes it very special summon itself. It has the ability to pierce your opponent's life points with piercing damage. Awesome. Alright, overall it's just one of the better cards here. Great to have a one of because that's all you need. Alright, and last but not least for the monster lineup, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. I think Ash Blossom is pretty self-explanatory at this point. You need it. Alright, speaking of hand traps, gotta respect hand traps, so you gotta run 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Just an awesome card to be anti-hand trap with. Also allows you to negate monster effects of monsters that may be on the field and have extra copies in the graveyard. I mean, it's amazing in the mirror match, just taking out those Sunlight Wolves and Heat Leo plays. Alright, Foolish Burial, the key card you want to see to get Scattershot into the graveyard so you can recycle a Sunlight Wolf. I mean, Foolish Burial Goods is also in this, 2 copies of that. Allows you to get any spell and trap card from the deck to your graveyard, so again, this takes a lot of pressure. These 3 cards take a lot of pressure off of Gazelle and allows you to do a lot more things with Gazelle as well. So, always good to have this package in any Salamangreat deck. Alright. 3 copies of Circle, Quick Play Searcher spell for any Salamangreat card. Awesome. Also, it has the ability to protect any reincarnate link summon monsters you have on the field. So, always good to have as well. You have Salamangreat Sanctuary, allows you to reincarnate link summon with just one particular link monster, and it also has another effect where basically you can turn around and bottom out the attack of one of your monsters to pad your life points. I mean, it's an interesting play. I can tell you right now, it works sometimes if you're on the brink. Alright, last but not least, we got for the spells. 1 copy of Will of the Salamangreat is this Monster Reborn for the Salamangreat archetype. Gets you a monster back from the graveyard onto the field. If you happen to control a reincarnate link summon, you can actually send this card to the graveyard and boom, special summon Salamangreat monsters back from the graveyard to the field, equal to the monster you target its link rating. So, awesome. For the traps, with Volcanics, you gotta turn around to place Accelerator Reload. Discard a Volcanic monster from your hand to your graveyard. Get a draw card. You can do this during your opponent's phase, you can do this during your phase, so it's just awesome. And that, but while it's in your graveyard, you can banish it and send a Volcanic monster from your deck to your graveyard, and then that basically will trigger Scattershot, which will then trigger its effect and nuke the board. So, effectively getting Doomfire on the field sets up that extra field nuke, and that's actually kind of helpful against cards like Boral Lord or even Boral Sword Dragon. Okay. Salamangreat traps, 2 copies of Roar. Pretty much a monster effect, spell, trap, negation. Can get itself out of the graveyard whenever you reincarnate link summon, which is just huge. Salamangreat Rage. Its first effect, you discard a Salamangreat card to pop 1 card on the field. Its second effect, you target 1 Salamangreat monster that's been reincarnated, link summoned, and then basically you can destroy monsters or cards on your opponent's side of the field equal to that monster's link rating. So, pretty awesome. Alright, and the last card, the one card that really helps with the Scattershots, 3 copies of the Transmigration Prophecy. This card allows you to take 2 cards in your graveyard, get them back into your deck. So you're going to be using this primarily to get the other 2 copies of Scattershots back into your deck, and use Sunlight Wolf's effect to recur the other one back into your hand. All in all, having the setup for constant board wipes and dealing 1,500 points of damage for each time, Very important. And also one more thing, this card was also in the Soul Burner structure deck, so any of you who picked up 3 copies of that should have 3 copies of this card. Alright, on to the extra deck. Rastalio. This is the MX Saber Invoker of the Salamangreat archetype. Detaching material, special summon the Salamangreat right from your deck to your field. And if this card is used as link material, you're getting a compulsory evacuation device effect to bounce one of your opponent's monsters off the field, which is actually very useful. Alright. Rank 4 plays, we got Abyss Dweller, and I'm also including Exciton Knight. Now, Abyss Dweller just shuts down graveyard effects for a turn, which is just very awesome. I found it very useful in mirror matches. And Exciton Knight, well, this deck is known for board wipes, so what's one more? And this one actually can help take out back row as well, so keep that in mind. Alright, for the links. 3 copies of Baylings. Alright, Baylings is link summon. You get to search your deck for a Salamangreat Sanctuary, and while Baylings is in the graveyard, you can banish it and basically prevent one of your Salamangreat monsters from being destroyed. Alright, Heat of the Flame Charmer Ablaze. She's just purely awesome in the mirror match, getting cards out of your opponent's graveyard back onto your field so you can use them for your own resources. Alright. 3 copies of Sunlight Wolf, very important in this deck. Whether it be pure Salamangreats or this combo deck, you're going to be needing the effect where you special summon a monster to its own points to get a fire trooping monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Alright, whenever this thing is reincarnated, link summon, you can actually then target a Salamangreat spell or trap card and add it to your hand. So it's just a great card to help regain resources out of your graveyard. Alright. 1 copy of Update Jammer, because this actually does help give higher link monsters multiple attacks during your turn. 2 copies of Salamangreat Heatleo. Alright, the first effect allows you to bounce a spell or trap card off the field. When it's reincarnated link summon, you can then target 1 monster. You control 1 monster in your graveyard, and then that monster your opponent controls attack is then equaled to the one that you targeted in the graveyard. So if you target maybe like an Ash Blossom or a Spinny, their attacks can be real low, and you're going to be able to walk all over them and into their life points. Of course, we got Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker is just huge. Allows you to get a link 3 or lower monster from your graveyard back onto the field whenever it's link summoned. Typically, I usually have this card with Sunlight Wolf, and I bring back Update Jammer so that all 3 cards are co-linked, power boosting all those monsters up by 500 attack, including itself. And then it just is just great to be able to swing very hard with those cards. Alright, and then last but not least, another Update Jammer is Borlow Dragon. This card is just awesome. Summon it with Update Jammer, you'll be able to swing into big monsters like Thunder Dragon Colossus, take control of them, and basically wreak havoc on your opponent from there. Alright guys, that's it for my Volcanic Salamangreat deck profile for May 2019. Guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, please subscribe. Enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box below. Find the invite to my Discord. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. Also, in the end screens, I am hosting a Dark Neostorm giveaway. Click on the end screen. Go to that video, follow the instructions there to enter the giveaway. Alright? So guys, until next time, peace!